This is in the age of AI and ChatGPT newsletters going everywhere. So for those who listen and don't read, just a couple of tips. ChatGPT tags itself. So you can tell you're reading one that's got double spaces between sentences. It sets up sentences and then resolves them as a habit. But probably its most pernicious thing is it's got a hyphen that you can't recreate on a keyboard. And in a way, it's like a graffiti artist tagging its work. So those who are using ChatGPT to generate content, just be a bit careful of some of those tags and make sure to start with your message. Okay, here we go. That's almost like a public announcement that was before this newsletter. And it's a secret one for those who listen. So the newsletter is called Failure to Dig Deep. And it talks about the hidden cost of hard work being that it often leaves room for shallow thinking. And thinking deeply is our work as thought leaders. And in a commercial thought leaders practice, it's easy to confuse activity with progress. You know what I mean? Like you're publishing, you're delivering, you're pitching, replying, invoicing, iterating. But all this busyness doesn't always mean we're doing the right work, and it certainly doesn't equal depth. Often thought leaders sense that they have something valuable to say, like a flash of insight. They might get a creative pulse, but instead of following that and digging deep, they default to like surface level publishing. They're safe, they're sensible and forgettable. And in a way, that's what the Chat GPT authored content is doing. It's not a failure of output, like it's pumping it out, but it's a failure of imagination. It's a failure to contemplate or to dig deeper. And at the heart of it, there's a pattern that we need to name. Heavy work often is accompanied by lazy thinking. Our industry culture really celebrates effort, hardworking practitioners with nose to the grindstone, shipping content like clockwork. It looks like success. But when heavy work is paired with a failure to think deeply, what we get is volume without value. So heavy work is the doing. It's the client delivery, the admin, the workshops, the rinse and repeat, and we need it, right? It's important because that's where the commerce lay. But to do so without feeding the system with good thinking is dangerously short-sighted. It's like burning rocket fuel needed for a return trip around the moon. You're borrowing energy and momentum from the future. Lazy thinking is the absence of pause, the failure to reflect, to reconnect to the edge or challenge your own ideas. You can have a full calendar and an empty tank, right? You can be so deep in the doing that you forget to ask, is this what I'm here to say? And this is because heavy work is measurable. Hours billed, posts scheduled, pipelines built, but thinking is invisible. No one sees the walk you took that gave you the breakthrough. It's hard to photograph an epiphany or the moment you scrapped a model because it no longer served. But that's where your leverage lives, not in more hustle, but in higher quality thinking. We don't always need more effort. Perhaps what we need is a little bit more elegant emergence. Maybe it's about presence and posts, not just the non-stop productive posting that a good expert does. I see smart, generous thought leaders playing the content game. They're publishing to stay visible. Well, let's be honest, some of it's just like noise. It's abstract, it's impersonal, and it's overly safe. If you're going to lead with content, and you should, so make it count. Here's a couple of ideas. Number one, write for one person, like a client, a colleague, someone real. In marketing speak, they often call this an avatar, but I think it should be actually an individual. Focus less on the algorithm. Focus more on like activism. Make your reader believe again, like inspire them to play a bigger game. I'm trying to do this right here. How's it working? Number three, be really, really practical. Try this. Write your thoughts as usual and then flip the order. Often the gold lands last, so switch it around and put it first. We often get clearer as we write, so write 3 sentences, for example, and then consider starting with the last one you wrote down. And then step away, go for a walk, leave the phone. Let your next insight find you, not the other way around. As a thought leader running a commercial practice, your edge is not only how hard you work, it's also how deeply you think. Both and.